G'day, this is Simon and James at a huge South OC Cars and Coffee. This, mate, would have to be one of our biggest of all time.
It definitely is.
Let's talk about what's going on here. So the big highlight.
We have the Audi S1 Hoonitron here today, which is a $12 million one-off production car built for the guys over at Hoonigan to do their Gymkhana event. It's a tribute car to Ken Block. It's so cool to have this here. A ton of other cars from Audi Corporate. We have a Mercy SV. We have a ton of crazy hypercars. We have two Huayras, LaFerrari. I mean, every single crazy car that you guys could possibly want to see, we have it here today.
Yeah, and we've got Damon here as well from DDE, who's out amongst the crowd. So much cool stuff. Hey, remember, if you come to South OC Cars and Coffee, please respect our rules. No speeding, no revving, no burnouts. That includes getting on and off the freeways and around the streets of San Clemente. Mate, there is so much to see. Let's go and see how much of it we can check out.
Let's do it. The first lineup of supercars here in the front row, we have the beautiful F40 back here again. This is the one that you guys have seen in a few videos in the past. Next to it, we have the daily driven exotics, full wide body Super Trofeo with a VF Engineering supercharger, AL13 wheels, just about everything that you could possibly do to a Huracan. Remember, this started as an LP580, and this is how it looks now. It is so, so cool. 765 LT, and probably the most ridiculous Huayra roadster that we've had. I believe this is like a BC anniversary edition. Full exposed carbon, beautiful red stripe, burgundy interior, so cool. You can see that massive wing on the back, and then the Novatec F8 and Lago wide body. This thing is crazy. Look at how much wider it is than factory. See these factory carbon exposed vents, the crazy wide hips, that active wing on the back, and a beautiful yellow and black interior. What a crazy lineup. And then the final car in this insane lineup is the Heritage Edition 4GT, built by Tag Motorsports. You can see this thing has a crazy set of Vossen wheels on it, satin black wrap, the exposed silver stripes, and the most beautiful interior. I love the bucket seats on this car. You can see the attention to detail in this interior is just off the charts. Super cool lineup. This is an absolutely mental Lamborghini Murcielago. It says SV. I'm not sure if it's a kit or if it's the real deal. If it is a real car, it is worth a ton of money. Either way, I absolutely love these cars. The NAV12 in this is wide. I think it's almost 6.5 liters. What a gorgeous example. This one very well kept on a clean set of Symbolo wheels. Absolutely love it. Just when I thought it couldn't get any crazier than that Mercy SV, here we have a full wide body Murcielago. This is absolutely crazy. You can see crazy set of super wide wheels on there, the flared fender arches with incorporated vents. Move you along to the back, we have that same active aero with these flared rear fenders, that crazy SV style wing. What a beautiful car. Look at how wide this thing is. It barely fits in one park. The 620R here this morning. This thing is crazy, built on the 570 platform and 600 LT platform. This car is beautiful. It kind of bridges the gap between the 570 and the 600. You can see it has the active aero hood in there, the crazy carbon fiber hood and roof with the functional roof scoop, active aero on the back, this massive wing coming along, and the 3.8 liter V8 making over 600 horsepower. This thing is killer. Here we have an insane 997 Street Cup car. This thing is just wild. I think it's the 997.1. You can see this interior is wild with the bucket seats, quick release steering wheel, the short shifter on here, the crazy chalk paint, and of course these massive center lock wheels on the outside. Big old cup wing. This thing is raw and very cool. Love it. Here we have a wild lineup on the overflow side. We have the F12 TDF in beautiful metallic blue. Next to that, the red LaFerrari car is absolutely stunning. One of the few that we've had at this event. I think we've only had maybe 4 or 5 in total. Next to that, the second Huayra Roadster. This one doesn't have that same wing, but it is still super cool. Love this car. You can see the full exposed carbon with the split weave down the middle, so it actually splits off. Super cool. And then the 812 comp as well. This thing is absolutely wild. Front motor, V12. Probably the most ridiculous Ferrari front wheel drive to date. Gonna appreciate a ton. Probably the next F12 TDF in my opinion. Absolutely love it. What a crazy lineup.
Previous car of the week winner right here. Check this thing out. When is a Lambo not a Lambo? When it's running what is effectively a Lexus motor in the back. That's right, look at this thing, super tough. As I said, previous car of the week with a new livery right now, so make sure to go back and check this thing out. There's a great story behind it. I actually love this car. I mean, look at the crowd around it, just checking it out. It turns more heads than most other Lambos we get at the show. The weather is perfect, and I think that means we have got more motorcycles than we've ever had before. Have a look at this turnout. Walking around the overflow lot, have a look at this beautiful classic Cadillac just sitting here. Classic colour and just a wonderful, wonderful old car. Just, isn't this great? They don't make cars like this anymore. Look at the lines on this thing. All that beautiful chrome. Isn't that great to see?
Thank God that the brothers on the rise now. Endless celebrations all in my house. Levitating now, I'm super duper fly now. London boy, but DC where I reside now. But
the Audi S1 Hoonitron brought out by Audi of North America. This thing is absolutely nuts. A full carbon fiber exterior with a Kevlar bucket on the inside. Bucket seats. Crazy quick release steering wheel, and you can see you actually sit up on an angle in this car, not too dissimilar to an F1 car. This, of course, being the Gymkhana car built in honor of Ken Block, who sadly passed away around this time last year. You can see this car is all electric, absolutely mental. 2,000 pound-feet of torque per axle, which is just off the charts. 600 horsepower and all of the aero to make this probably the most insane Gymkhana car to date.
You know, this is kind of where it all began for Audi, this amazing Quattro you see here. When regular cars were running two-wheel drive in rallies, Audi came along with the Quattro and it completely annihilated the competition. Nobody could come anywhere close to these guys. Now, there were some pretty historic companies that came through at the same area, like Lancia, for example, but Lancia did some pretty shrewd tricks just to be able to beat the Audi on a few of the races. For example, like getting the roads salted when it was icy, which was really just, you know, playing dirty games, but within the rules. But Audi just used to go out race after race after race and annihilate the competitors. And as I said, this is where it kind of all began with this Quattro. So I'm standing here with my friend Scott. These arrived. You know more about these than this. So the first one, you said built on a...
that's built on a Ferrari 612 where they disassembled it and put that different body on it.
And then the next one, this 300 SL.
Yeah, that one I don't know as much about, but the one that's coming up, this is built on a Model 3 and they shortened the chassis, and that's going to Beverly Hills for a restaurant owner, and that'll be on Rodeo Drive.
So that's a Tesla in a different body, basically.
It's a EV300.
That's pretty cool. Well, mate, I'm glad you knew about these because I certainly didn't. Thanks, Scott. We just looked at that other classic Caddy on the overflow lot. Have a look at this thing. Beautiful. Red on red. The colour just stands out so well. It's just an amazing looking car. Look at the chrome, all the bright work on this thing. Beautiful interior. Love the fact that all the interior is colour coded. What a wonderful, wonderful car. This is absolutely magnificent. Look at these lines on it. Just beautiful. Is this your car, sir? This is your car? What a wonderful car. How long have you owned it?
15 years, I think. I lost count.
Oh, excellent. And did you buy it like this, or did you get it all restored?
I did purchase it like this.
It's magnificent.
I hunted it down for years, though. I had looked at many 53s. That was the first Eldorado year made.
Yeah, right.
And I could never, every time I got to see one, it was never this nice. So when I saw this one, there's a long story to it, but I bought it right away.
It's just beautiful. I love the little things about Cadillacs at Sierra. If we look over next to the driver's side over there, we've got the Magic Eye, which you didn't have to worry about the button on the floor to dip your headlights like we used to do.
Right.
And the Magic Eye would take care of it. And it took how many years for mainstream cars to bring that sort of technology in? A lot of cars still don't have it. So,
crazy, yeah.
Does it have electric seats as well? Electric adjust seats?
They're hydraulic. The roof is hydraulic.
Man.
These windows are hydraulic. Yeah, everything.
It's an absolutely beautiful car.
Thank you.
Absolutely splendid. Is it the original color, do you know?
It was red. This is Mandarin red. A lot of people say, wow, this pops more than anyone I've ever seen because they had a different type of red.
Yep.
I don't know for sure if they had this particular red, but it was red.
It looks great, especially with the red on red interior with the white.
Yeah, with the white, yeah.
Very cool. Hey, thank you so much for bringing it out.
Very much.
Wonderful car. Last week we had this amazing silver Chevy cab over engine truck that won car of the week, truck of the week, whatever you want to call it. And I said, we don't see many of these at the show. And look at this, week number 2, we got another one. This one's pretty cool as well, kind of resto-modded obviously. This has got the original dash. You might remember last week it actually had the dash out of a 57 Chevy. This is the way the original dash was, with the glove compartment over there and ashtray and everything. But massive wooden tray, also running a dually like the one did last week. That's a super cool looking truck, isn't it? Yeah. Man, that's excellent. So a couple of great British icons here, MGB, and this is an MGTF, I've just been told, which is kind of cool. This apparently was a barn find, Connecticut or somewhere like that. Look at the patina on it. Just all the paint sort of crazy and cracky on it, that wonderful old leather interior. Notice it's right-hand drive, so it's probably a British car that's been brought out here to the States. But isn't it great when you see these old survivors sort of sitting there? It's just great. I mean, I wouldn't do anything to it. I wouldn't try and restore it. I'd leave it as it was. Got the 2 SU carbs sitting over here and the original air cleaners. What a wonderful, wonderful old thing. This thing caught my eye when it rolled in. This is a really super neat K5 Blazer. Straight away you can see under the hood sitting there with that LS transplant under there, that Holly Sniper EFI intake manifold. Really clean. Obviously the wheelwood brakes, everything's been cleaned up, the engine bay. There's the big rotors and calipers there. Beautiful wheels. The thing that I loved about it when I drove through, look at the interior on it. It just looks so perfect in this era car. That wonderful leather and then that beautiful looking fabric insert in it. This is a really tastefully done custom. I love the fact that gauges still look original. I love the fact it still looks like it's got an original radio, but it's one of the ones that have been updated to be able to stream Bluetooth as well. So you got the best of both worlds, still play your songs off your phone. This is a great, great, great looking vehicle. Very, very clean. It's just a shame that Ford brought out the new Bronco, which is a great tribute to the original one. And Chevy's answer to using the Blazer name was something that, well, looks like a modern day SUV with a Camaro front end. It's not a Blazer the way the Blazer should have been, which is what this was, you know? This is such a great looking thing.
Keeps us. I'm here and I'm feeling. Exaggerated, that's what you assume. The story's over now, I must conclude.
Hey, this is kind of cool, isn't it? This is an old Series 2 Land Rover. People go, oh, that's a Defender. Defenders didn't come into play until 1995, till they started really promoting them as a vehicle to the public. So the original Defenders, Series 1, Series 2, this was the way they were modelled. This one's gone through a kind of resto mod, obviously. You can see it's got modern seats in the back and modern seats in the front. But one thing you can guarantee about driving this thing, it will drive like a tractor. Leaf springs front and back, but there'll be something about this car that'll have a ton of appeal. So old Series 2A, this particular one, Land Rover, not a Defender. This is the original version of those vehicles. And this thing here, check it out at Restomod. This is crazy. This is built on a Gladiator, but look at the size of it. It's absolutely huge. 6x6, extended, so long and crazy. Next to it, this amazing AMG. These guys rolled in when I was walking over the back, doing the weekly video. Come back and find these things in the front row. Absolutely incredible. When James and I started the show back in 2017, one of our goals was to build a automotive community where everybody could come. didn't matter what sort of car, truck, motorcycle they're into. So I love it when we see things like this at the show, because they're another style of car that just keeps the show interesting, but just means that these guys can come along and actually enjoy themselves and bring their car out and share it with other people, which I think is super cool. Have a look at the detail that's gone into painting this thing. It's a completely different art when it comes to painting cars like this. You can see this, all the pinstriping, but all this detail work that goes in there is just absolutely incredible. Ton of work. Look at the interior. The dash is all different. Just really cool. And then of course these wheels as well, hydraulics, all that sort of stuff. So great to see. Hey, thanks for bringing it out. Appreciate you.
I'm talking, you got bad things on your mind. Keep barking, spit your words on someone else. Don't act like you're so obsessed with me, with me. You know that I ain't coming back, I'm sorry. Read my lips, you do not like that. You're drowning without me. Take it all back, but if you want my sympathy, honey, well, come as a bitch, get ready for this.
That is it for a very special South OC Cars and Coffee. Thank you guys so much for coming to this event. Please remember, if you are showing up, respect our rules: no revving, no speeding, and no burnouts. That includes getting on and off the streets of San Clemente, on and off those freeways, and then driving through the car show as well. I want to say a huge thank you to all the sponsors for helping us put on this event. We have the Bracketeer Way Marketing, Maguire's, Polestar, PDM Brands, Next Level Auto Protection, Happy Jewelers, Reviver, Carbontastic, and Mountain View Adventure Vehicles as well. And then I want to give a huge shout out to all the volunteers for showing up each and every week to help us put on this event. We could not do it without you guys. If you want to become a volunteer, hit us up on Instagram at South OC Cars and Coffee Merch, where we handle all the volunteer rostering. And then while you're over there, check out some of the new merchandise we have: new t-shirts, hats, hoodies, and now kids t-shirts by popular demand as well. If you are volunteering at South OC Cars and Coffee, you get to bring your car in before 8:30, and Ruby's Diner does provide a free coffee and donut for everyone helping us out as well.
Yeah, big thank you to Ruby's for doing that, and also for feeding the masses while they're there here as well. We could not do that without them. Big thank you to the Outlets of San Clemente for allowing us to be here as well. Don't forget, if you need to do any shopping, go to the movies, go to a restaurant, whatever, come to the outlets, tell them South OC Cars and Coffee sent you. Well, that is it. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe. We'll see you back here next week for another South OC Cars and Coffee.
Thank you guys.